And we are live. This is Cult Cults Live. This is our second episode. I'm Chris Moose, and this is Darren.
Yes.
Tonight we're going to be talking about the new Resident Evil film, Welcome to Raccoon City. We'll check out the trailer. We're probably going to bitch a lot about the casting, but that's okay because we come up with our own fantasy casting to annoy everybody with, so everyone can tell us how wrong we are as well.
Yeah, so the idea behind that's going to be, we don't know who each other have chosen for the casting. We're just going to go in blind, so we can piss each other off and see where that leads live on stream.
Let's do it. Okay. So let's we check out the trailer.
Okay, let's do this.
There's two trailers. This one.
Let's take this one, yeah. This will do.
This isn't Resident Evil, or is it? I'm angered by the casting already.
My God. They've done even worse than the Anderson movie.
Every story has a beginning. Discover the origin of evil.
Why are you back here, Claire? Your conspiracies weren't true when we were kids. They're not true now.
We need to expose Umbrella.
So it's the Claire Redfield show, all over, obviously.
I'm afraid.
Yep.
Thick beard.
Umbrella, they had an incident. Talking Chernobyl, if you know what I mean. People are getting.
So is that Lisa Trevor?
I'm guessing that was Lisa Trevor, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta help us, Claire. Let the world know what's really going on.
Get out, you big fucker.
That guy picking the scabs on his face with his straggly ass beard.
We have to contain this.
Really, this is the soundtrack they went for.
Why?
Don't know. Oh, and what's his name? As William Burke, looks like. I'm guessing.
Yeah, of course.
He also played M. Bison in the Chun-Li Chronicles.
You know what, Neil McDonough, I think is his name. He's in a film I really like called Ravenous.
Ah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, when I saw that for the first time, it was the fan edit who did, yeah.
The mansion.
Yeah.
We're gonna take Umbrella down.
I'm sorry, the G virus mutant looks terrible. And the liquor kind of looks how it did in the 1998 CGI.
Yeah, it's like it's just ripped straight from that.
I
mean, the setting looks okay. I was doing the police station and what I can see from the sets in the trailer.
Yeah, it looks like they've looked at it from an aesthetic point of view and they've gone, okay, we need to visually have this, and this. Throwing some fan service stuff like the itchy tasty thing, obviously.
Yeah.
And not really. But the rest of it looks like, what is that? It just looks like the Claire Redfield show. We all like Claire, but there's lots of other characters as well.
It's almost as
explaining to Chris
about
the Umbrella conspiracy. That's the last person she should be explained it to. He should be missing.
She should have come into it blind, so she can have her own experience with it. Not like, I told Chris he should have watched out for this shit, but he had to go into the mansion. Looks like I'm going to have to whip out a shotgun and save his ass. That's what I'm getting from the trailer there.
I think what that's going to do is that's going to take away from a lot of mystery of the film, isn't it? Because obviously, when you play as Claire or Leon or whoever in the game, and you come in, that's your avatar. The avatar is clueless because they learn things as you learn them.
Yeah.
Everything's a mystery, but she's going to come in, kick doors off, and go, I know everything. She's like, just fucking listen to me. If you just listen to me, we'll all be all right. I'll save everybody. That's the feeling I get. It looks, I don't know. What's with the well,
which character was talking about here? You mean the Latino Leon?
Or whatever, yeah, he's quite telling the thing, but it's just like he's like the blondest, most all-American kid in the.
I know, and that's what I'm a bit confused about. It's almost like they were taking Resident Evil 1, they combined it with a bit of 2, and like, oh, but what happened with number 3? I know what we'll do. We'll just take Carlos, put Leon's personality in his body.
Yeah,
and just combine those characters just to kill a bit of just cut down the characters a bit.
Obviously, he's supposed to be the all-American kid, isn't he?
Yeah.
But I think what they probably did is they went, well, we've got Chris already, so we've got one white male lead. I don't know if Twitter will be happy if we have 2.
I know what we'll do.
Give me a crayon. Just went to the when you were pulling your sketches, I went, that's better.
Latino Leon comes in. Oh, I don't know.
I'll reserve judgment for the final film, but I will not be paying to see the final film. I will tell you that right.
But it is like he says, though, is Leon. He was like the all-American dream boy, wasn't he, really?
Yeah. Based on DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Or was that? No, that was Steve, wasn't it?
That was Steve Burnside, with the haircut in the Dreamcast version of Code Veronica. And then as soon as the PS2 version came out and beyond, they gave him that weird fringe hanging down his face. And
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
The shit haircut.
I don't know. I've got a better haircut than him. I've got an axe wound on my head.
You got a point there, yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm not a fan of the other Resident Evil live action films at all. I don't really like any of them. I was really excited when the original one came out. What was it, like 2001, 2002?
Oh God, yeah.
It was just a major letdown because as soon as I watched it, it's like everything else Paul Anderson ever did. He just keeps trying to remake his own version of Aliens. Every time he makes a film,
it gets worse and worse as it goes.
Yeah, it's absolutely piss poor. The only one I can stomach is the third one, Extinction, because it's kind of a bit more horror based. There's a bit.
I preferred the one with Nemesis in it. That was the only one I could stomach.
Which one?
The one with Nemesis. Is that the second one?
That's the second one.
Yeah.
That's the second one.
This how much attention I paid to them. I don't even know. Well, there's that many of them. I don't even know which is which. Yeah.
I just thought if you took Extinction, the third one, and just took the Resident Evil title off it and called it something else,
it'd be okay.
A decent film.
And what I didn't like,
he directed Highlander, and even though he did direct Highlander 2, I still think he's better than Thomas and Paul Anderson.
Oh, that's saying something.
I know.
Yeah, and I wasn't too keen of the casting of Barry Burton in the Wes Anderson, Paul Wes Anderson movies.
Kevin Durant, wasn't he? I remember him on a TV show. I think it was The Strain. But he was weedy, wasn't he? He was tiny. Well, don't you worry, because my choice for Barry Burton is going to piss all over that.
Oh, so is mine. You're going to love this one.
Kevin Durant will be on his knees just fucking begging for a golden shower when he knows who's playing fucking Barry Burton.
But then there's this new one that's coming out, Welcome to Raccoon City. I've read the cast lineup, and Barry Burton doesn't appear to be in it.
He's like it
looks like a slashed character out. I know. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Well, shall we? Do you want to introduce the fantasy casting?
Okay, so
we've done any better?
Okay, the fantasy casting. Do you want me to start this off, or do you want me to introduce it first?
Both.
Okay, so we've got this fantasy cast idea, both of us individually. Yeah, you can get that beer for there. Individually decided, we're going to decide on a cast for a Resident Evil movie, but don't tell each other. And see if we can do any better than the actual movie at the same time as maybe pissing each other off. So yeah, shall we start with that?
Absolutely.
Should we start with the obvious one? Chris Redfield.
Chris Redfield. Okay, so how I've done this, because I didn't know how we were going to do it.
Yeah.
So how I've done this is I picked a modern cast.
Yeah.
So I gave my modern choice, and I picked a 1990s cast because I always see Resident Evil as a very 90s sort of thing. So I picked a 1990s cast.
So kind of imagining what it would be like if it was made in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then also, what would it be like made in the modern day with actors aged to fit the role?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my approach was just any actor from any time period to get that rough idea of, who could carry that role. And if there was an actor in this time period who was similar to that actor, maybe we could use them. But I'm going to stick to the characters, the actors from different time periods.
That's fine.
So
you do that.
So it's going to be a bit of a mess. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a mess.
We'll see who we agree with most.
Okay.
Okay. Who's going first?
Right then. I'll let you go first with the Chris Redfield. Because I think mine's going to be a little bit.
Okay, so Chris Redfield is actually the hardest one for me to pick somebody to cast in that role. I just could not. I really, really struggled because when I was thinking of like a modern actor to play Chris Redfield, I cannot possibly think of anyone that young and macho.
Not even one. You couldn't think of just one, Chris.
Hey?
You couldn't think of just one.
No, the whole thing. I mean, what I'm going to do? Cast Keanu Reeves in his 50s. I did come up with a choice anyway.
Okay.
So my modern choice for Chris Redfield would be Dan Stevens.
Dan Stevens.
You've seen The Guest. He was in The Guest. That was an excellent sort of throwback action thriller. No, you've not seen The Guest?
Let me just Google so I can see his face. I'll recognise when it's here.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah. Oh, you got the picture.
I will certainly bring it up.
Okay, this will come in handy.
This is Dan Stevens.
Ah, this guy, yes. That's actually a pretty good choice.
I thought he could definitely carry it. He's a little bit older than Chris Redfield should be, but I picked him anyway. But I also picked a female around a similar age as well to go with him.
Yeah.
And my classic 1990s choice.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing this one, yeah.
A 1990s version of Liv Schreiber.
Okay.
Ray Donovan, and he played Cotton Weary in the Scream films. I thought he's quite, he's a good-looking guy, short blonde hair. He's quite stocky, and he's a good actor as well. So they're both really physical actors. I thought they'd be.
Yeah, I think he could pull it off. He could pull that off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite surprised at that because I was struggling to think of some, and I got this idea in my head. Yeah. Chris Redfield has to be someone, he has to be a real boulder puncher kind of guy. Yeah,
well, I'd say he needs a bit of physicality, doesn't he?
He needs a bit of physicality, somebody who could really punch those boulders, but has those chiseled good looks. Henry Cavill.
I knew you were going to pick Henry Cavill. I knew it. I'd put him in anything because I like Henry Cavill. He's fine.
Yeah. Because it's one of those guys where, like I said, because if we're going from any age in his career, if they made a Resident Evil 1 movie when he was a bit younger, and then going all the way to 5, he'd actually develop into that real boulder puncher of a guy, wouldn't he? I just think it'd work.
I mean, he definitely doesn't look like he did in Hellraiser Hellworld.
Oh yeah. He's definitely built some muscles inside.
And he put the effort in. Old Henry, he put the effort in. That's a good choice. That is a good choice. I'm going to set a ground rule. I know we're one choice in, but I'm setting the ground rule now.
Okay.
Nobody, and I mean nobody's picking any fucking kids from Stranger Things in this damn thing. Doing everything. I don't care.
Let me just what's this on the screen? Let me just
Oh.
There we go.
Okay. Right, so Jill, then I guess.
Oh, Jill.
Okay. So my modern Jill will be Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Okay, drag me some pictures up here. I need a visual.
Yeah, need some more visuals. Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
I can see it. And she's got that sort of like dry acting style. You know, like Julie's kind of.
She's not trained as a horror either. She was in I think it was Death Proof. She's been in a few horror films, and she's pretty good. She's pretty talented. She can act. So that's my modern Jill.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to
Jill.
This one for you because I'm
hoping you haven't got the same one as me for the 90s Jill.
I doubt it. My 90s would be Marley Shelton. So if you look at her from, she was in Planet Terror.
Yeah.
She was in a sitcom in the 90s as well. She'd be an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be my Jill.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
I think I can one up you on this. I think I've got the Jill. I think I've got the Jill who'll become your Jill.
Go on then.
Gillian Anderson.
Ooh.
From the 90s. Think of that dry tone she has to her voice, what we just talked about, as Jill.
I considered her, but for a different character. But I didn't pick Gillian Anderson. She's too short. She's like 5'2". She's done on a box through like all 11 years of the X-Files.
If Tom Cruise can stand on an apple crate, so can she. I'm sticking with it.
You do know Gillian Anderson's my number one TV babe anyway. So
I thought you'd like it.
I'd happily go with Gillian Anderson. or Shelton, Marley Shelton. She's a stunner.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, who we got next?
Barry Burton?
Big Barry. Right. I need you to bear with me on this one.
Okay.
Because personally, I think this is a genius bit of casting. And I need you to have a little bit of faith in me.
Okay.
All right? So the person I want to cast as Barry Burton.
Is this the modern or the 90s?
Me.
No. What?
Now, bear with me. I don't know if you recall, I had a long string of hits in the 80s and 90s. I've got a long prolific active. I'm in a bit of a rut now, but I just need a chance, coach. Now, but I just want to share a couple of, share a sort of sizzle reel of my finest moments on film. All right? I'm a big guy. I've got a goatee beard. I could do an American accent. You were almost a Jill sandwich. See? I think if you give me a chance, coach, I can pull Barry Burton off. Let's just check.
I bet you'd pull Barry Burton off.
All I have to do is remember how to use a computer.
Computers? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I can do action. I can move. I've got the chops. I'm a powerful guy.
Wait a minute.
Okay, and I know, but you've probably forgotten about this scene we did together as well. But I can really show some range in this next scene.
What did it say? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Done with Danny.
Maybe he should be taken to a doctor.
Maybe he should be taken to a doctor.
As soon as possible.
Yeah, I remember us doing this.
See, I told you, I've got the range, I've got the chops.
Jesus Christ, that was disturbing. Oh.
Do you not believe in me?
Yeah, I mean, you could, but I think you could do it. But I think we should. Take a look at your 90s choice, or your modern one. Whichever's next.
Okay, hang on a sec. Oh, I can't see my. I've lost my StreamYard screen. Where's my StreamYard screen go? Hang on, sorry. There we go. Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Because I don't know what I'm doing. So my 90s choice. All right, if you're not going to pick me, my 90s choice is Chuck Norris.
No. No.
I need someone action capable and super cheesy.
No.
If you're not going to let me play it, then Chuck Norris needs to do it.
I'm sorry, Chris, but it's going to have to be Chuck Norris.
Fuck you.
The only,
All right,
the
I'll
only,
go with
the only
I'll
problem
go
I
with my
have,
ultimate modern casting choice.
the only problem I have with Chuck Norris is when he kicks that door down, he's going to roundhouse kick that door down.
Exactly. He's going to bring some action, some frills and spills to the role. We need a bigger than life character.
Oh,
Okay, let me just. I've got a backup. I've got a backup casting choice for a modern Barry. All right.
is he ginger by any chance? I'm noticing a pattern.
No, but he's Scottish.
Oh, okay. No.
Gerard Butler.
No. No. You get the fuck out of here.
What beard?
How dare you take one of the most beloved Resident Evil characters and tarnish him like that?
Well, I give you the best choice. Me. I can do it all day, every day.
You give us a choice of shit, or shit.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. I cannot believe what I'm hearing. Honestly, when my career takes off again, I'm not offering any more fucking supporting roles to you.
Oh yeah. Good luck with it.
Bastard.
See you later, big shot. Good luck with your career. Oh Christ. Okay, you ready to hear mine?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I think this was genius. This one. I know you said nothing about Stranger Things and kids earlier on.
If you pick David Arbor, I'd put
David Arbor.
No, he's a right kid.
Yes, he could do Barry.
He's a big bitch. He's always moaning on Twitter. I hate the guy. He's tall. He's like really tall.
He's the perfect man for Barry.
He's a good
Play
Hellboy.
Barry.
Right.
Come on, he looks the part.
We're both losing this fucking round.
No, I think I've chosen the right one.
I think he's shit. I'd rather fucking play it. I'd rather let fucking Chuck Norris in his 80s do it. Never mind the 90s, 1990s Chuck Norris.
Or Chuck Norris when he just had the mustache and the blonde hair.
What about when he was clean shaven and looked weird as fuck?
Yeah, every time you see Chuck Norris clean shaven, it's like when you shave a dog, innit? You know, just a fun, and it's like no.
When your dad always had a mustache when you were a kid, and then he shaved it off,
yeah.
and you're like, "Where's my dad?
Yeah. Who's this?
David Arbor. Right. Okay. What's next?
Rebecca Chambers.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. I struggled with this one.
I think I've got a couple of more sensible choices for this one. Maybe.
I think this is maybe where I go off the rails a little bit, but let's do yours first.
Okay, we'll do mine first. Okay, so all I have to do is remember how to use the internet. As a boomer, I have no idea how these things work.
No, it's technology. How does it work?
No one knows. It's a mystery.
Tap a few keys.
I picked for my modern choice. I picked Rosa Salazar. That's she played Alita in the Alita movie, Battle Angel Alita. So let's check Salazar out. She's kind of cute. She can act because I like Alita. She's got those big eyes.
Yeah, she's got that sort of like innocent, helpless look going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd work.
I think that's a good choice. My 1990s choice.
Yeah.
Late 90s, Christina Ricci.
I thought of her for another role.
I think I just keep going for the foreheads.
I think you do, yeah. This is it's turned into quite a collection of foreheads you've got there.
Very fixable, though. But yeah, so Rosa Salazar and Christina Ricci to me on Rebecca Chambers.
I think of those two, where Rosa Salazar, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, so Rebecca Chambers. I couldn't think of anybody to play her. I don't know why I scratched my head about thinking.
You picked yourself, did you?
It's one of those. No. Just shave the beard off. Oh, but he's preparing for it. So yeah, I couldn't think of anybody. I kept thinking she's just one of those characters who was just a bit, meh. You could just kind of chuck anybody who was like innocent looking in there. So I thought to myself, in a modern era, we need a bit of diversity, and all that sort of stuff. We've got to pander a little bit.
That's why I picked Titanic.
So, what I've got for Rebecca Chambers is Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Do you think he's a bit old?
A younger version of him. Like I says, mine's from any time period. Just a little bit
Right,
younger
we're going to
version.
pretty him up and put him in. We are going to put him in women's clothing, right? And give him a girl's haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck him.
There we go. Sorted.
Okay, Joseph Gordon-Levitt or Rosa Salazar. Everybody wins.
He's got a bit of that androgynous look going on, doesn't he?
I think he's a DJ now.
Is he?
Yeah, he's not been acting much. He's a DJ or something. I don't know.
I know he started doing music at one point, didn't he? With Zoe Deschanel. He did a song with her or something as well, didn't
Did he?
I think?
I don't know.
Yeah, he did some musical stuff.
They hate it when actors try and sing. Useless fuckers.
Sometimes they hate it when singers try and sing.
Oh, that's true. What about when singers act? Now, I'll make exceptions for like Oliver Lance in Dead or Alive.
Oh, yeah, I'll find that. It was fine.
As long as they're nearly naked or nearly naked, I am happy. Right, so, Wesker.
Yes.
Okay, do you want to go first for this one?
Okay, I'll go first on this one because I feel like you probably got something good in store in this.
Maybe not.
So I'm thinking late 80s, into the 90s, up to the mid 90s. Timothy Dalton.
Oh, it's a good. I do like Timothy Dalton. And
Now,
I'm a bit heretic. He's my favourite Bond.
The reason I've gone for Timothy Dalton, of course, he's got the black hair, which makes no sense. You know, you just dye his hair blonde, those thick eyebrows, blonde,
I
sunglasses
don't
on.
think you should cast anybody based on their appearance related to the.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's about what they actually bring to the role. And I thought
Yeah.
Timothy Dalton is one of those guys. He seems a bit dangerous. You don't know what the man is capable of.
He is.
But at the
That's
same
why I
time,
like him. That's
he's
why I like
likeable.
Bond the best. He was the dangerous Bond before Daniel Craig.
It was. So yeah, I'd go like, you know, late 80s up to the mid 90s, Timothy Dalton.
Okay, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
I've got modern.
Yeah.
Modern choice. Damian Lewis. Did you see him as Steve McQueen in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah. And he was also in what's that TV show he was in?
Shit, I forgot what it's called now. The one with the where they think he might be a reprogrammed agent and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I can't remember what it's called now. It was on for ages as well, wasn't it?
Oh, what would it call? Yeah, I can't remember its name.
I'll have to find out now.
I'm trying to imagine him as a Wesker though.
He's a solid actor. He can change his look. He can always change his look. He's a bit of alien. I think he brings a lot to pretty much any role he's in. I mean, have you seen Stephen King's Dreamcatcher? It's an absolutely shockingly shit film. But
I didn't bother watching that. I didn't bother.
Something extra to it. Okay. So, what was that show called? Oh, he was in Band of Brothers. Band of Brothers was really
Oh yeah,
good.
he was. Yeah, he was in that. He was also in that movie with oh God, what's his name? James Franco.
It's been in a fucking whole lot of films.
He took part as a knight or something in there.
Don't remember. Not sure about that one.
It was
Homeland.
it was a
Homeland.
comedy. That was it, Homeland. Yeah,
Yeah. Was it Your Highness?
yeah, that was the one. Yeah,
I have seen it, but the only thing I remember from it is Natalie Portman's ass. I don't remember anything else. As everyone knows, Jason is a giant perv. Always lurking in the woods or shallow lake, just watching naked ladies.
what's he doing in the woods behind that bush?
There's a reason his hand is always in his pocket. And why he's always holding a big chopper. Okay, so my 1990s choice, because I've got a 1990s choice, obviously. You have to bear with me on this one again. You need to bring yourself back to the 90s and check off any visions of the actor in the 2000s and onwards.
Okay.
Make sure no one's looking. I don't want to hear me say this. Kevin Costner. We need a movie star. We need at least one big movie star.
Kevin Costner.
Can act when he wants to, if he feels like it.
Yeah, but it's Kevin Costner. As soon as we tell him it's a video game movie, he just call it in. Like, oh yeah, Wesker, yeah, I can do that. Let me show you the tyrants.
Remember his performance in Waterworld? Wait, I can't remember it.
I actually used to enjoy Waterworld.
You sick fuck.
Kevin Costner. No.
Costner.
No. No.
He was a big 90s movie star. He was the first one I can think of that was blonde.
That's the only reason you chose him, innit? It had nothing to do with ability. You thought, we just need somebody who, blonde. I can't think of anyone else who's got a blonde big movie star. Oh, it's Kevin Costner.
And he needs to be the and guy and Kevin Costner. Just to get people, needs to get people in theaters. Kevin Costner's a big star in the 90s. We need the money. We can't make this. We've got a mediocre fucking budget for this movie. We need that money to come back in. We need a movie star. And he's the only one we can afford because he's just done Waterworld and it was shit.
Yeah, we need a movie star who's just had a recent flop. He'll do anything for a quick buck.
You're going to hate the other one I got.
Oh, God.
Okay, so Leon.
Leon, do you want me to go first on Leon?
Yeah, sure. After the Kevin Costner debacle, somebody better split this up.
I hope you did. I hope you don't say Kevin Costner again for Leon. Casper Van Dien.
Fuck me. Fucking
Think about it. Think about it. When he wins Starship Troopers, the American Dream Boy. The American Dream Boy who nobody ever listens to. Now imagine Casper Van Dien. Man, why doesn't anybody ever listen to me? Come on, he's Leon.
Sorry, but you just put more emotion and range in that sentence than Casper Van Dien has ever done in any performance in his entire fucking career. He was cast in Starship Troopers because he was shit and lifeless on purpose. Oh my God, it's almost as bad as when they cast him as fucking hell. They cast him as Johnny Cage, didn't they once? In the web series, they did a web series of.
Was he Johnny Cage?
He might have been somebody else, but he was in it. My God.
Come on, it's not a bad choice.
It is. It's pretty bad.
Come on, it's believable.
It's a
Leon. Come on, Leon, the rookie's cop.
So,
come on, rookie's cop.
Rookie cop.
Casper Van Dien. Nobody ever listens to him. He's useless.
This is another one I struggle with. What I picked, I don't know if you'll know what this is. My modern choice that I picked, I don't even know if I'm going to pronounce the guy's name right.
Oh, God. Go on, butcher it.
Max Ferrell, I think it is.
Yeah, I know Max.
This guy. He was in Bates Motel. He played Norman Bates' brother. He was pretty good in it. I was actually impressed that this kid was pretty good in it. Not too old. He's not too young. He's that blonde sort of. He's got that pretty boy charm as well. He's got the bump look.
I still think my choice were better. Casper Van Dien.
I think he could do it. I think he could do a modern Leon Kennedy.
Maybe a modern one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my 90s one. Yeah, my 90s one, yeah. You ready for this?
Please don't say Gary Busey or something.
Gary Busey. I just cried. God, I'd cast him in everything. I'd cast him as fucking Chris Redfield, the shark, the zombies, and fucking been everything. Oh my God. Right, so you probably remember this guy.
Okay.
So I picked for my 1990s Leon Kennedy.
Yeah.
We could pick a movie star. We've got too many movie stars. We've got one or two more to pick. We need more TV people. TV people are cheaper. Their careers are on the rise, and they've got a familiar audience. So we're going with a very hated fucking character at the time, Mark Blucas from Buffy.
I can see it.
As Riley. Now, to be fair,
Yeah,
his character was shit. Or
he was. He was a shit character. Yeah,
Season 4, the character was shit. In season 5, they did some good stuff with him, but then he left. But
yeah.
he's done stuff since, and he's pretty good. I don't know if you've seen. He was in a film with Vince Vaughn called Brawling Cell Block 9. I think it was called.
No, I didn't see that. No.
Well, we've gone for a late 90s TV pretty boy for Leon Kennedy.
I could see that working. I can see this one working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand the method of the man with that one.
I mean, I think I've got the better choice here, but I can see this working.
Fuck Captain Van Dien.
Come on, it'd be fucking amazing.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let's just move on. Right. Oh, right. Yeah, this one. Claire.
Yes.
Okay. So, well, I really tried not to just start picking redheads.
Yeah.
And then failed.
Oh, God, what did you do?
Well, I definitely thought of Gillian Anderson and then passed over. She's too old, even as you know, in X-Files and stuff. Yeah. So I needed, so for a modern Claire, I've gone for Danielle Panabaker. She was in the Friday the 13th remake, and she's been a whole bunch of stuff. And she's just young enough to be the little sister of the Dan Stevens Claire. So let's take a look, shall we?
Let's take a look at this. I'm not going to say she looks like Claire.
She doesn't need to look like her.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, yeah.
Is to bring something to it. And I've gone completely blank now of what she was in over the Friday Fade, but she has been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
She was one of the first people that I actually thought of when I was thinking of Claire.
And you just run with it, didn't you?
I think she's in the TV show now. It's one of those CW ones, but I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah.
Because I don't watch them.
I could see this working. I could imagine this working.
Oh, that's probably why I remember it. She was in a film with Kevin Costner. Mr. Brooks. I don't know if you've seen Mr. Brooks.
I never saw Mr. Brooks.
It's really good. He's pretty good in it. You should see Mr. Brooks. Oh yeah, it looks like she's in all the CW stuff: Supergirl, Arrow, and The Flash.
Did she take part as actual Supergirl? Who was that?
I don't know who it is. Caitlin Snow, it says. Whoever the hell that is. I have no idea.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't even watch Supergirl.
I haven't watched any of those. The last thing I watched was Smallville. That was a long time ago. I was actually longer than I like to believe. It was 10 years ago when Smallville ended.
I think last one I watched was The Adventures of Superman and Lois, isn't it?
Oh, Superman and Lois.
You know, the 90s, was it the 90s
one? Terry Hatcher and Dean Cain.
Yeah, that's the one I watched.
Why did we pick Dean Cain? We could have
yeah, he could have done Chris, couldn't he? Fuck.
Missed a trick on that one. Dean Cain. Dean Cain could have done Leon as well, to be fair.
Well, he takes parts in both.
Gary Busey is everything.
Gary Busey is Wesker.
Let me get this. A 1990s Claire would be Amy Adams.
Okay, yeah, I can see this. Yeah,
and Amy Adams.
Yeah,
I remember most from a little independent film called Psycho Beach Party. But yeah, I think there were some Buffy cast members in that as well. I was a bit silly, but it was fun.
I don't remember anything about it, but I might have seen that.
She's another one in the 90s. She's done films throughout the 2000s and now, but obviously back in the 90s, she was doing a lot of TV.
Yeah.
There we go. The Gwindor chat.
Yeah, I think your 90s version was better.
Thank you, Gwindor. Got there in the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so
who did I go for Claire? Julia Stiles from 10 Things I Hate About You.
That's right. Yeah, Julia
Yes.
Stiles. Okay.
Think of her
Alright.
acting style.
Yeah.
And I thought that she could pull that all, she's been around like Chris, the guy from the FR. She's toughened up a little bit and goes into like Raccoon City, but she doesn't have to carry the whole shirt.
No.
But you'd still believe that she could get through it.
Okay. I'll buy that.
Yeah. So that's what I'd go for Claire.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, the next one's a tricky one. I'll let you lead
Okay.
this one. Ada.
Ada one? Yeah.
It's a tricky one.
I think mine's going to be immediately obvious.
Oh. You're not going to pick Michelle Yeoh, are you?
Yeah.
What the?
You picked Michelle Yeoh, aren't you?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
I'm not as predictable as you. My God.
Yeah, but like I said, if I'm going from any time period, it was just so damn obvious. Of like, it just seems too obvious. It'd just been Michelle Yeoh, wouldn't it?
I don't picture her in that slinky red dress. She's just got no curves. Even in that Bond film she was in, like she was just like rail thin. Like Pierce Brosnan would have snapped her if he had a go.
I can't pronounce the second choice's name, or would have chose for her. She starred in it's either I don't think it's Naked Weapon. She starred with Simon Yan, and her name's Chim. I'm going to butcher the name here.
I picked her as my
Yan
90s one. I have picked her. You just say it as my 90s Ada one. Ching Li Yao.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked Ching Li Yao as my 1990s Ada one.
Yeah. Yeah.
After that. Yeah, she was beautiful, wasn't she? She was absolutely stunning. And even though it's called Naked Killer, you never actually see anything. It's always like really gracefully done and stuff.
You've just got the Chinese international sex symbol, Simon Yan in there as well.
If I'd have gone a bit further back, I think I'd have been tempted to have picked Nora Meow from the 70s, but I think she'd be tapped by then.
Mm.
Okay, so we both got Ching Liao.
Yeah.
So my modern one, probably you won't know. I don't think you'll know who this one is. I'm not sure. And she's not Chinese. I've cheated. She's Korean. But modern audiences are ignorant. They're idiots. They don't know. I mean,
oh, how dare you!
So I have gone with Kim Ok Bin from The Villainess.
I'm going to be honest. I've not seen The Villainess.
Where she plays a female assassin.
Yeah, I think in that second picture up top there with a shorter hair, you get a very Ada Wong sort of vibe from that.
I'd tap that. Jason would tap that.
Yeah, I could see her working next to Casper Van Dien.
Choppery, Mecca Mess.
Yeah, Casper Van Dien's love interest right there. That'd work.
Okay, so what we got next? Oh God, this is a shit one. William Birkin.
Oh, I've got a brilliant one for this.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you just deliver your shit one first, and I'll piss all over it.
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay, so I don't know. I've got two for this. Obviously, my modern one.
Yeah.
Is Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Australian actor. He's a really good bad guy. Just William Birkin's a really shit part. It's really small. He doesn't really do anything. He just turns into a monster. You need someone to really cheese.
What I thought with William Birkin was you need somebody who could actually do a transformation into the monster and make it believable.
He's quite skinny, so there's a lot of build-up they can do on him.
Yeah.
But I'll bring up a picture of Ben Mendelsohn in case anybody's not quite sure. Yeah, this one, he looks pretty stupid in this picture, so we'll look at this one. Ben Mendelsohn. With Ben Mendelsohn. And my 1990s choice would be, brace yourself, possibly the greatest actor of all time. I picked my favourite actor for this one. James Woods.
What?
James Woods. Just going fucking crazy everywhere. Just tear it all up, fucking overacting, chewing the scenery up.
At least you didn't see 1990s Gary Oldman. That'd have been a bit weird.
fucking, we can't afford Gary Oldman. Right. He's the leading man. James Woods is the character.
It was coming off the back of a Dracula back then. We couldn't afford it.
I picked James Woods. So who have you gone with?
Brace yourself for this one.
Okay.
There's another character who cast him as well. But I thought, you know, say after I mentioned who's going to be William Birkin. Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton. I am a big Bill Paxton fan. You know, when he was alive. Hang on a sec.
Yeah.
Hello? Eva? Come here. What's the matter? Check this out. My dog's injured and has a massive ring around its neck. What's up? What's up?
I thought it were going to be one of these where, you know, the door opens, the dog comes running in, sees you in a mask and attacks you on camera.
Oh no, it's all over. Billy! Covered in dog.
Oh.
Come on, get out of here. Back to bed, come on. Bed. Apologize. What were you saying?
I was just saying about, you know, it'd been funny if the dogs come in the room, they see you in the mask, and they just start attacking you on camera.
When I chased Brandon around in my son around in this outfit last year, Eva was hanging off my leg. Just pulling off the leg. She knows it's me now.
Yeah.
Wait, so who did you pick for William again?
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Okay. Bill Paxton.
But there was another character as well I think Bill Paxton could pull off.
Okay.
Resident Evil 1, Richard.
Yeah, I suppose so. That's a Bill Paxton role.
He's been bit by mistake. He's laying there. He's telling him not to go into the room. He's like, "You're gonna fucking die, man. You don't want to go in that room, man. There's a big fucking snake. We're all gonna die."
Oh, Bill Paxton. Fair enough.
He comes in to save Jill with a shotgun when the snake attacks her. You big powerful motherfucker, die, man.
I don't picture him as a scientist. I always picture him as someone much stupider.
I don't know, because I think he's got that thing about him where, you know, he comes across where he could act as like the weak, rumourable sort, a bit like William Birkin. But then he's got that ability for changing into, you know, the tyrant. I think he could pull that off as well. You know, he'd have that pained expression on his face as he's doing it.
He could pull me off.
Well, yeah, me too. But...
Well, pull me off. Right. It's a shit part anyway. Let's move on to I think this one might be a bit more exciting. I'll let you lead this one. Chief Irons.
Oh. So I was thinking about this for a while, and you know, just some sort of like a fat slobs kind of like came to my head as actors, and I'm like, no, it's just not going to work like that. It needs somebody who's going to be like fucking scary if they're like chasing their child around the building, like in the RB2 remake.
Yeah.
You know, he's chasing Sherry around. So all we went with was John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly's a great choice.
I think that'd work.
That's a good choice. I don't think it's going to top mine.
Oh, God, a week on for.
Good choice. And my modern choice for Chief Irons is Nicolas Cage. Look, he's got a lot of taxes to pay, and we need the money. We needed the part for Nicolas Cage, and this is the part for Nicolas Cage. He can just go ape shit, absolutely ape shit, slapping a little girl, waving his gun around, changing his gun on.
Do these crazy faces. Waving his gun around on questionable angles for somebody who's a chief police and being trained how to use a gun.
You realise how cheap we'll be able to get him as well? It's like, it cost us nothing. He just had that silly puppet film, for fuck's sake. Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage's Irons. Jesus Christ.
I think my 90s choice would be a definitive Chief Irons, though.
Who do you think? Who you gone for?
Dennis Hopper.
Ooh.
Dennis Hopper. He turned the film upside down.
Yeah, he'd be pretty fucking scary, yeah.
I mean, I don't even need to say anything else. It's just Dennis Hopper.
It's just Dennis Hopper.
Just let him do a few lines of coke before each take and he's away. Love it. So that's Chief Irons. So I think that's the end of the list, isn't it? So
Did
I
we have
don't know if
anybody
you
else in there? Who else did we have in there?
That's all I've got up to Irons, but I added Ben, the journalist guy, and I added Big Marvin as well.
I added Unk in there.
Fucking anyone beat Unk.
Yeah, that's the thing though. What I'm thinking is, the have Unk, he's through the movie, intimidating as fuck, right? And then it ended the movie like a post-credit skate scene, as an helicopter's leaving, he takes the mask off, and who was Unk all along?
Go on.
Dwayne Johnson.
Fucking everything as well. Oh god. That's one step away from like picking one of the Stranger Things kids to be in your film, picking The Rock.
Think about it. He doesn't even have to do all the parts in the movie. They could have some other guy doing the parts, who's shooting down William. Right? It could be somebody else. He's in the sewers. It could be somebody else.
We have to hire him.
Could you just come in and just sit in this helicopter, take his gas mask off, and he's you, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
All right, the Rock it is. Okay, so I picked Ben.
Yeah.
The reporter. And I only picked one casting choice because I'd pick him if it was the 90s version, and I'd pick him if it was the current version. Ted Ray.
Yeah.
He'd be suitably Weasley.
Yeah.
Wouldn't he? And he'd ham it up. I'd put
ham it up a little bit,
Ted Ray in that role all day.
Yeah, I think that'd work. Yeah.
Same with Marvin. I picked one choice for Marvin as well.
Don't say Will Smith.
No. That's illegal. You're not allowed to say Will Smith. I picked one choice, 90s version or current version. Mostly because he's getting me too'd at the minute and he needs some money.
Who is it?
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah, I think that'd be quite fitting. Yeah.
He's another movie star card. Playing another movie star card there.
Or we could just go, totally batshit crazy. Leon comes into the building. Somebody grabs his hand to pull him out from underneath that metal air shutter, like in the remake. The camera pans up, it's blurry, and as it comes into focus, it's Terry Crews.
Yeah, everyone. Who don't want to watch Terry Crews in anything? It's amazing.
And he's dancing there with his glow sticks.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Okay. I've only got one more part, and it's an original part.
An original?
It's an original part. I've come up with it just for this movie.
You haven't written yourself into this, have you, again?
No, this one's for you.
Oh, God.
I've got a part just for you. This character's just for you to play. And it's called Rick Knickersplits. And he's one of he's early on in the RPD timeline when the RPD's being overrun and chased down, like sort of the beginning of the movie.
So RPD.
Rick's Knickersplits is running around all the hallways. He's trying to defend himself against zombies and this ominous. He's screaming, and there's this ominous shadow following him all around the hallways. So he escapes into the RPD bathroom.
Some questionable sound effects coming out of him.
Yeah, he's and he runs. He hides in the bathroom. He's locked himself in a stall, and Rick's Knickersplits is in big trouble because a licker comes in and arse rapes him with his tongue. He rips his trousers down, his tongue just sticks right up his arse and finds him senseless until he's dead.
Until the tongue comes out of his mouth.
Yeah. And then later on we see Rick Knickersplits as a zombie just shuffling around with completely prolapsed arse. Are you up for this part? We're using practical effects.
Screw it, I mean, let's do it. We'll use practical effects. We'll use my real prolapse.
Get it on your IMDb.
I'm a method actor.
Rick Knickersplits. He'll be such a great character. They'll retcon it back into the game series. They'll make him canon. Remake Resident Evil 2 again.
Jesus Christ.
I'm afraid that's all I've got.
Did you have anybody for Sherry?
No, because every time I tried to think of a child actor, it was somebody from fucking Stranger Things. Oh
I
God!
tried to avoid Stranger Things. The only child actor I could really think of was Chloe Grace Moretz, however you say her name.
Yeah, you have to go back and pick. Or
Yeah, you
maybe,
have to go back quite a bit in a career with that, of course.
I mean, it's pretty
she
obvious,
was
knowing it, because the other one you'd think is probably
Yeah.
like Dakota Fanning when she was
Yeah.
a popular little child actress, wasn't she?
Yeah, somebody who could just carry the role as a child, and they're the only ones,
I
they're
think
the only ones who can really come to mind.
I think I'd just cast like some orphan, that we barely had to pay. Just anybody, just some young orphan.
Just throw them in there.
Yeah, just if she dies in an horrible accident, no one knows any better.
Yeah,
No big insurance payouts.
that something like that could happen, yeah.
Everything just rolls on. We bury her in a
Yeah.
landfill.
Right, any more characters you can think of from like the Stars team, or anyone else off the top of your head now? You just like cast on the spot and go, do for those.
You've got to get Enrico, haven't you, and put Antonio Banderas in it.
Oh yeah, it's got to be Antonio Banderas, hasn't it?
Take it, because everyone loves Antonio.
Or if Antonio won't take the role, you go for someone a bit cheaper. Enrique Iglesias, the singer.
Wasn't he?
I can be your diva.
He was in an Antonio Banderas film, wasn't he? He was in that
Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Yeah.
Jeez, I've not seen that since it came out. That's a long time ago.
Or Forrest. It just has to lay there, or you can have a part where you see him alive a little bit.
I think Forrest is a Bruce Campbell cameo. Get him
I
chased
think
around.
he is, yeah. He gets chased around a bit, he dies not a gruesome death.
Yeah.
Bruce
Lots of
Campbell just like in what was it, Congo?
Congo.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, Congo. Yeah.
That's an old one. Who else have we got? I don't think there's anybody major we really missed.
I said Richard
Brad.
Bill Paxton, but Brad. I'm thinking Bill
that's
Paxton
Bill
could be
Paxton.
Brad as well. Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah,
Paxton role.
He just seemed just like in helicopter. The camera could always like cut to him in the helicopter where he's on the radio, just crapping himself with that worried look on his face, sweating.
Well, I guess that's the Resident Evil fantasy casting, and I think we can all agree our film would be fucking absolutely awful. But still 10 times better than any of this shit that's been put out so far.
I think it would.
I would push hard for a Rick and Nicker Splits spin-off.
Nicholas, please.
Try and get it into it's like his name's a foreshadowing for what happens to him. This is Nickers get split. Licker's tongue.
Oh Jesus!
It's a multi-layered script.
It is.
But we've watched the Resident Evil trailer, and unfortunately, this is what you've got to work with in horror today. This is the kind of shit that we're getting. The lowest common denominator, just flashes of sort of visual fan service, and just there's nothing that's going to scare you. There's nothing to even vaguely interest you. It's just the same old, woman turns up, knows better than everybody, and saves everybody. Just implant it into a different title, and it's just the same shit over and over and over again until these companies go bankrupt, which can't happen fast enough.
It's not so hard, though. It's not so hard to look at a video game and just give the fans what they want. It isn't that hard.
No, it's not. I mean, I've said this a billion times, right? Resident Evil should be. I don't know how they keep fucking it up. It should be so easy to make it into a film. It should be ridiculously easy. You can even make it into a mini-series on Netflix.
Ain't Netflix doing that, though? They've got their own version coming out, right?
Hey?
Netflix, they've got their own version of Resident Evil coming out as well.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that pile of festering or. But it should be this easy. It should just be a roller coaster. You should start off at the bottom, and get to the top, and then bang, bang, bang. And then every one of these should be something different that scares you. So, you introduce their characters, you find out who they are, where they're going, start to go up. They get to the mansion. Helicopter crashes, zombie dogs, bang, down into the mansion. They get back to the top. Oh, zombies, bang, and then and then you've got
giant snakes.
You've got giant
sharks,
fucking spiders, giant spiders. No one ever bothers to do that properly. And they always
Yeah.
say the same thing. Lee, do you know the reason why they didn't put the giant spiders in the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes? Because they thought people find them too scary. That's the fucking point.
Let's make another game. Miss out the giant spiders.
And then you've got something for everybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely everybody. It's absolutely foolproof. But they don't. I mean, that's kind of what the George Romero script did, from what I remember. I don't remember part of it, but
Yeah.
kind of thought I did that. And they just, I don't know, they're idiots. I mean, let's check out.
Handed it over to Paul Wes Anderson, didn't they? And see what happened there.
Well, I mean, when you look at what Netflix are doing,
Ooh.
this is the Netflix Resident Evil series. Fucking, it should just be called Resident Diversity, the series, shouldn't it? I mean, look at it. They're not even trying to hide what they're doing.
You see, personality-wise, and how he carries himself, I think that guy can pull the Wesker character off, but this isn't like a racist sort of thing or anything. When you think Wesker, you think of like some sort of blonde Aryan dude who was basically, created by a bunch of like old men scientists, in that sort of like World War sort of era, if you know what I mean, where they've carried on that sort of thing of like the blonde Aryanism. You feel like that's what Wesker was. How his look kind of came about.
I think they'd still pick a white man to play the bad guy.
Exactly.
They didn't, which is absolutely bizarre.
And like I said, I'm not saying that you couldn't play Wesker.
He's like, oh god, my agent's like really fucked me over here. It's just like, looking at this is the only thing they've even vaguely considered is how can we make the most diverse photo shoot possible, and not even considered a story.
He does have that feel about it.
Or any of the roots of the franchise or anything. They didn't give a shit. They just did what all these woke weirdos do. They looked at something you love and went, we're going to fucking ruin this for you. You're not getting any more of this. If that's all these people can do, that's all they know how to do is just destroy things until they're worthless. Take something valuable and then make it just worthless.
Another thing I'm just questioning about this cast lineup is which one's Chris Redfield and which one's Leon?
It's hard to tell because they all look similarly moody. It's hard to tell who's.
Have they just gone ahead and that says, you know what, racial diversity, we're also going to swap some characters around, make the men into women, women into men.
I won't put it past them. Would not put it past them at all. Like I said, the reason Leon's not white in the new Resident Evil movies because they very clearly went, we've got one white male lead and that's too many. But why not bring why not just beef Marvin's part up? It don't have to be super faithful to him. Beef his role up, give him something really good to do. But I suppose the original Resident Evil didn't really have a lot in terms of diversity in that way. But
yeah.
The thing is, it wasn't developed by white people. It was developed by Japanese people.
Although it isn't like you can just tack something on. It was intentionally racist that they didn't want like anyone black or Asian to play these roles. No, it was basically how the Japanese saw America and what military techniques was to them. It was like, this is what a team of like, a task force would look like.
I guess so. But this is what we're getting. In fact, I'm amazed this hasn't been on yet. I wonder if they're doing some major retoolings for this show because this was revealed God knows how long ago now.
Yeah, and I checked on IDBM. If you have a quick look on there, I think your camera's just disappeared. But yeah, on IDBM, if you look on there, if I remember correctly, there's only one cast member on there, which is the guy who's playing Wesker. I think it's Lance something.
I went and knocked me off there.
No.
Yeah, Lance Reddick.
That's his name, yeah.
So it seems.
I don't know if it's updated now, but when I checked it, I don't remember when I checked it. But it was the only name on the casting.
Right. It wouldn't surprise me that they've had a lot of pushback on that if they just try and go back to the drawing board and try and retool it because that's got to be an expensive franchise for them to have picked up. And I wonder how much money they've pissed away on it already.
Otherwise, it's just going to be your usual Netflix shit, you know, to pump out one season and then cancel it. Like, they do with a lot of shit nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, because they don't put the effort in, do they? They put effort into appeasing Twitter and then not into pleasing a mass audience. They aim these shows at the smallest possible minority. That's not how you earn money. That's not how you make it a successful show. You got to appeal to everybody.
And the thing is, with something like Resident Evil, it's got a solid fan base.
Yeah,
the fans know what they want from Resident Evil. Just
if you give them what they want,
Yeah,
they will show up. It's absolutely silly. But I am looking for the series, and
I mean, Netflix has already got David Harbour on the payroll. He could be Barry.
No, I'm alive. I'm rolling down the cast list now for this Resident Evil Netflix show.
Have they actually got more people on there now?
Yeah, a lot more, and they're all women. Literally, there's 3 men, and there must be, God Christ, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. There's 12 women and 3 men cast in it. Oh, jeez. Please. Tell me again about gender equality.
It's like we've discussed before, but why cast all these people? You know, it just seems like you say do not like racial diversity. Why cast them like that? Why not just create new roles and make this just a totally different zombie series? And why does it have to be Resident Evil? If they want to make something like a new zombie series, why do they need a Resident Evil name? If they're thinking, yeah, you know, we're gonna have all these like these women and probably gonna replace Chris with a woman. I'm just going on how it looks from the cast line with like 3 men and 12 women.
They know. I think deep down they know that they wouldn't be able to sell it otherwise. They wouldn't even
Resident Evil name.
No one at Netflix when they're in the boardroom. They won't even listen to them. They won't pick it up.
Or why can't we do some sort of like Raccoon City stories? You know, about people escaping from there.
Like an anthology series.
Yeah,
that would probably work.
Yeah, we could do something along those lines. Why does it have to be? You know, you take something that's already established, and then just start handing the characters out to like other people. Where it's like, I just don't see Lance as Wesker. It's like I said, Wesker has this certain thing about him where you think, yeah, we're a bunch of like old scientists from World War II who were probably in league with the Nazis who created him. So of course Wesker's going to be like a blonde and hairy type of guy.
Yeah, of course he is. I mean,
yeah, that's what I mean.
What you just used then, guys, was the logic bomb. This doesn't work on these people. They don't work from logic. They're not rational people. They're reactionary. They react with emotion. And if you said anything you just said to any people involved with this program, they'd just call you an ist or a phobe or a schism or a jism or fuck knows what terms they call me now. I can't keep up with all the terms that they call us.
Call me what? A jism?
Exactly. But what I propose is this fucking mess, and I believe we can fix it. We get down to Netflix studios. We say, look, you've still got the rights.
Yeah.
Put your losses on the show. Just stop production now. It's shit. We don't even need to watch it. Tell you it's shit. Just stop. Just tell Lance to fuck off now. We've got a better idea. Right? Come here, Mr. Netflix. How do you feel about Resident Evil, the Rick Nickersplits Chronicles?
Jesus Christ. And that's when I walk in and I introduce myself. Hi. Yeah. I'm Rick Nickersplits. Rick Nickersplits.
And then 3 or 4 guys walking with a giant puppet liquor right behind you, just raping your asshole. Right there in the office. Right, this is what people want. 45 minutes of this once a week.
And that's when you just announce to them.
I'm in front of you like this.
Did I tell you? That's when you announce it to him. Did I tell you he's a method actor? As I pull my trousers down and pretend to be the zombie with my real anal prolapse.
Or your piles hanging out.
I went full prolapse just for this audition.
Got it. That's the future of the Resident Evil TV franchise. Oh, you know, we can do it. We can pull it off. You just need to put some effort in.
I just need to be open and willing to this.
I've done the hard work. I've wrote it for you. All you need to do is act it. gonna let it happen.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. But that's it. I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, this is where it's Halloween now. Happy Halloween, everybody! It's now Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, ooh.
But you know what? I mean, there's nothing. It doesn't feel very Halloweeny this year. There doesn't seem to be a lot happening. There's been no trick-or-treaters or anything so far. Been nothing really.
Yeah, it's
All
like
the
around the
Halloweens
area
been
where I live. People
Hey?
haven't really around the area where I live. People aren't putting decorations out this year that much or anything.
No.
You normally see quite a few, but this year not as much.
I think we might be the only ones on the street with a pumpkin outside. That's about it. That's probably because we grow our own. But
Yeah.
Have you got a lineup of films that you're going to watch today at all?
Well, sadly, I'm back at work today, so it's just not going to happen for me.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not in work today, so I'm going to sit. I've got the boy. Obviously, got my son tonight, and trying to think of a good Halloween film for him to watch. That'd be suitable for him to watch. Won't scare him too much.
Yeah.
You know, not a lot of blood and gore and stuff. So I had a rifle through my collection, and I forgot I had this. And this is a great sort of entry horror film for kids.
Okay, what did you come up with?
This is a made-for-TV movie from the early mid 80s in America. It's called Dark Night of the Scarecrow.
Never seen it.
If you haven't seen this, is an absolute Halloween classic. Larry Drake, the great Larry Drake. Some people might remember him as Durant in the Darkman films.
Yeah.
I think he was on one of those really popular American law TV shows in the 90s. I forget which one, like LA Law or something like that.
Yeah, one of them.
He's on one of those, and he plays a mentally disabled man-child who strikes up a friendship with a little girl who the creepy local postman's always perving on.
This doesn't sound like a child-friendly movie.
It is that sort of subtext. So that's something you pick up as if you watch it as an adult. But he's always kind of like, I don't trust that guy around that kid. You know, he's going to hurt her and something. There's an accident. The little girl gets hurt, and they blame the mentally handicapped Larry Drake, Bubba. They blame Bubba.
As we do, yeah.
And then they meets an untimely end, and then a mysterious scarecrow starts to show up throughout the town and antagonizes the people that caused his death.
Yeah.
So he may, or it's a bit psychological as well. So he may or may not have returned as a scarecrow.
Or does it actually? I'm guessing it doesn't actually reveal that by the end. Then.
Well, you'd have to watch it.
Oh yeah, I'll have to watch it. Yeah.
But I definitely recommend Dark Night of the Scarecrow. That's a great sort of entry horror film for if you've got a younger family.
Yeah.
Or maybe something like Return to Oz. Scared the shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah, when I was a kid, that was a little bit, especially a young child. When you got them wheelers who come out, they were a bit creepy, weren't they? Yeah.
I put it on for my little sister because I always loved it as a kid. And I put it on for my little sister, and she was absolutely traumatized. Still moans at me about it today. You don't let children watch Return to Oz. What are we talking about? It's a you. It's for everybody. You can watch it. But I was thinking about entry level horror films for kids, and
it's funny you say that because I thought of that as well.
Yeah, there's some good ones. I mean, like The Gate with Stephen Dorff. If you remember The Gate,
yeah, I do.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
it's gotta be. Yeah, sure. Actually, I thought some more.
Monster Squad.
Monster Squad. Yeah. Monster Squad. That's another game. I've actually watched that one with my boy.
Yeah, I've got my Blu-ray copy that got signed.
You did? You got it signed by the guy who played Dracula, right?
Yes.
Was it a very snooty guy?
Is it the one where it kind of annoyed me because you go up there and you've already paid for your signings, and then you've got to pay extra to have a selfie taken with them as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think it was one of those.
One of those.
I did find out afterwards they've started doing that everywhere in like different countries even, and it just kind of like annoyed me because it's like you're getting a selfie taken after you've paid to have something signed, but it's not like you're going to sell this selfie on. Have you stood next to them? Put it on eBay.
Yeah, no,
does anybody want a picture of me and this same celebrity?
just quick, easy cash in it because obviously you want something else that they're going to charge you for it.
Yeah.
But so Your Monster Squad, that's a good call. Tremors.
Yeah, Tremors too. Yeah.
My boy loves Tremors. He always
Yeah.
said monster. You can never remember what it's called. It's always Monster Worms. Dad, can we watch Monster Worms?
Monster Worms.
I'm like, what's the dog been eating again?
Is it creeping up into that mask?
Well, that's it, isn't it? I can't remember if I made a list of these. I don't think I did. No.
A good zombie movie, but I'd probably say it's okay for kids, but maybe not so much of a young age. Return of the Living Dead Part 2.
Yeah, that's a really weird one because it was an 18 on video here.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure in America it's a PG.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like the first one at all, is it? It's very comedic. There's no real gore in it.
Yeah, but you've got like the main character is basically a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who overcomes the bully who's now a zombie at the end.
I think if you've got slightly older kids, like early teens,
yeah,
I would let them watch Jason Lives, Friday 13th 6. I think it's been downgraded to a 15 now. It's very
Has it been cut or is it just over time? It's just not as bad as
really a lot of gore in it. The most gore in it's the sort of cuts away. There's like a blood splash on a window or something like that, and it's more of a comedy anyway. It's where it's. I know everybody says that Scream's like the first postmodern comedy horror film, and then you'll get people saying, no, it wasn't, because Wes Craven's New Nightmare was. Well, no, Jason Lives pips both of those, because that does the same thing. It sort of deconstructs the horror film and stuff. They did a lot of similar stuff. I mean, the director of Jason Lives was offered Scream, to direct Scream. And he turned it down.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing that he turned it down, but...
Well, I wonder what he'd have done with it, but let's be right. Wes Craven's career was really flying when he made Scream. I mean, I could tell you a good Wes Craven film from the 90s before Scream at all. I mean, there's like The People Under the Stairs, which, despite like the married couple from Twin Peaks, Big Ed and Nadine, the parents, weren't they? They were fun, but Ving Rhames was in it, wasn't he? Ving Rhames was in it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was, I don't know.
It's one of those movies where I've seen it a few times as a kid, and I think once as an adult. And the only thing I seem to remember about that movie is, like I say, some of the cast members you mentioned. And the only thing else I remember about it is there's some, freaky looking people who live under some stairs, and is it a little girl who goes down her face?
It's just got
that's all I remember. It's one of those forgettable movies.
It's got one of those plot holes. It's like when you find out somehow under this small house there's this massive vault full of cash, and they've got this vast space absolutely round packed with teenagers. There's that many of them. How don't they just bust out and beat the shit out of them?
Exactly.
I don't know. Even as a kid, I always thought it was a bit crap. But
yeah,
that's Wes Craven for you at 90s. But I can't really think of anything else that he did that was really good. I mean, obviously, his first big film was Last House on the Left.
Yeah.
Last House on the Left. Then he did Hills of Eyes.
Oh, yeah, he did Hills of Eyes.
Hills of Eyes. Then obviously managed to get the money together for Friday the 13th. Oh, sorry, not Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
Which is probably his best film. And he never really had a great deal to do with the franchise after that, really, did he? Until
I kind of abandoned it.
Nightmare, he did a John Carter, just stepped away from it, let it go to New Line and become a cash cow.
Yeah, just sat there raking in his money.
Well, basically, A Nightmare on Elm Street kept that company afloat until they could make Lord of the Rings. Every time they were out of money from the film that didn't make any money, they make another Nightmare on Elm Street film. Because they always brought money back in until they made. Christ, what was it? Dream Child. That was awful.
Oh, yeah.
I hated Dream Child. I prefer Freddy's Dead to Dream Child, and Freddy's Dead's not great. The thing about Freddy, I watched it a lot as a kid, like a lot. That's pretty much, you know what? Freddy's Dead's practically a family-friendly horror film. There's barely any gore in it. If you took out the abusive father subplot, abused his daughter, and if you took that out,
Yeah,
there'd
it
be
become more child friendly.
yeah. When the kid's head explodes and there's no blood or anything, it's just plastic, just goes. But it's a really strange one, Freddy's Dead, because it's I've always said it's a really good fantasy film if you watch it like a fantasy film, with all the visuals and stuff. But as a horror film, it's absolutely dreadful.
Dog shit.
Absolutely dreadful.
I mean, if you wanted to go for child-friendly horror movies for like younger kids, there's movies like Hocus Pocus.
Your eyes, me immortal.
Jesus!
Go ahead, what were you saying?
I was saying if you want to go for a little bit younger and the child-friendly stuff, they've got movies like Hocus Pocus.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I think my
If you want to go into like the really child-friendly stuff,
Critters.
or Critters,
I really
it's not
like-
really, not much gore really happened in that really. I mean,
No,
like,
not
you know,
really.
there was that one scene where is that number 2 though, where they roll into that big ball and they go over that guy and there's a skeleton, a bloody skeleton on the floor.
And there's some tits in 2 as well,
Yeah.
if I remember rightly. Because one of them turns into like he sees like a pin-up.
Yeah, when the magazine falls on the floor, yeah. Pull staple out my stomach.
Yeah. He can even change it to Freddy Krueger as well, and the other guy starts shitting himself and stops.
Yeah.
The only gore I remember from Critters 1 is when Billy Zane gets his fingers bit off.
Oh yeah. I always forget Billy Zane was in
Yeah,
there.
Billy Zane was in it. He was banging the teenage daughter in the barn, wasn't he?
Yeah, banging the farmer's daughter in the back.
What a guy. Oh, Billy Zane. Always getting some.
Back when he had hair.
Good one. But yeah, there's a lot. I think there's a lot of sort of things you can sit down and watch for kids now. Especially, I mean, like, I remember reading a story about, because a lot of people, we've seen them when we go to a horror kind of convention. People always take the kids. They always take the kids. Put these little tiny kids running around dressed as Michael Myers, as Jason Voorhees and stuff. You're like, Jesus Christ, why do these kids know? Like, you're not letting them watch that.
I feel like the child probably isn't even aware of what's
No,
going on.
they ain't got a clue.
I mean, when I was a child, I was aware because my parents did watch horror movies from like, oh God, when I was a really young age. I'd be sat there at about under the age of 10 watching movies like The Evil Dead and The Exorcist.
I always watched them fairly young because my dad used to get them from video shop and stuff.
Yeah.
And my mum didn't like it. My mum hated that. Like, she didn't let me. When I lived with my mum, I didn't really watch a lot of horror films and stuff. But then it's one of those, like, if you've got a kid, you need to let them get to a certain age where you know that they can tell what's real and what isn't real.
Yeah.
Because their imagination runs away with them. When they're at an age and they can tell what's real, isn't real, and they understand rigorously what the difference between right and wrong, and they err more to the side of right than wrong, then you could probably let them watch some of these things supervised.
Yeah, let them watch some of those horror movies supervised and then watch them go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
But no, I remember hearing the story of Jamie Lee Curtis when she goes to conventions when people take the little kids up. She gets really mad. Like, you let your kid watch this. You shouldn't let your watch it. Like, to be fair, lady, I mean, Halloween 1, you see worse things on the news now.
Yeah.
But you can understand. You can understand where she's coming from. You need to be responsible to a degree. You not to agree. You need to be responsible. But you need to know your own kids' limits and where those sort of lines, where to draw those lines.
Although I feel like when I was a child, it was more of a case of, my dad was more of a case of, I want to watch this horror movie. I'm going to watch this horror movie. I don't care if he's watching.
Yeah. Well, like when you're like a young teen, that's what you run around. You used to try and watch all the films you weren't supposed to watch, like the ones your dad, the VHSs you'd away and stuff.
I mean, like porn.
These kids have just got they've got access to everything because of the internet. They can just watch anything anyway. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter at all. But I mean, I was a bit. I mean, I think the first probably horrorish thing I let Brandon watch, my son watch, is Jaws. I was a bit happy because it is quite gory at the end. For a PG, Jaws can be
It
quite.
does get gory, but at the same time, it's something within the realms of like, it's just a big shark. You're kind of aware that sharks do sometimes eat people, even as a child. And it's just a movie about this big shark that eats people.
Yeah, but there was like he has this sort of thing where I'll try to explain this. We went to this children's play area things like where I can't remember what it's called, but it's a place where you go and it's just all trampolines and they wear gloves and they jump on the trampolines and they can stick on walls and stuff like that. And they have health and safety video that shows how to be safe and everything. And everybody has to watch it before you go in. Yeah. And this little kid climbing a wall and he's not wearing his gloves and he falls and hits his head and a little ghost comes out the kid. And my son, he was only 5. He might even have been 4 at the time. Just goes, "Ha, dead." Thinking all these parents just like turn and look at him. And he can be quite morbid at times. And I brought it up to his mum, and his mum said, "Oh well, yeah, you have these things around the house and stuff." So I don't think that's what it is, because what you've got to remember is we have an allotment, we have a garden, and we have livestock. We've got chickens and ducks and things like that. And he has his own chickens that he goes down and he feeds them. Gives him a bit of responsibility. Gives him something to do. And sometimes they die. And so chickens are really good at that, dying. They're not so great at living. They're pretty shit at it. they die constantly. And so he kind of, once we had to explain that to him, and he had to take that in, and now he kind of understands. He kind of understands what that means. He understands what the consequences are when something dies. Yeah. Because we were down there one day, and he picked up the hose pipe and just went off on his own and dug a little hole near the chicken coop and started to fill the hole with water from the hose pipe. Well, I said, "Son, what are you doing?" Yeah. He says, "Oh, well, I'm filling this hole full of water for when the fox comes so he falls in it."
So we're trying to protect the chickens. Yeah.
He's trying to make a trap to catch a fox and stop it killing his chickens. So, he's not stupid. He's only 5, but he's on the ball, and he's just got a bit of awareness about these things. But I think it's one of the things, like when you've got horror stuff and that, is people always try and use it as a scapegoat. Same with gaming and movies, really.
It went from music and what was it, the 50s and 60s, that crazy rock and roll those kids are into. Yeah. And it went on to your movies of the 80s look like the video nasties. People are killing people because of video nasties. And then it was games like Grand Theft Auto. Kids are running around with guns because of Grand Theft Auto and killing people. It's like, no, you just get some fucked up and horrible people no matter what time period you're in. And maybe there's probably something wrong with them in the first place, where they misinterpret music or anything anyway, if it does have an influence. It's just somebody who's already fucked up who's probably going to do that shit anyway. And you can just easily link that shit to them.
They're always going to do it. If somebody wants to kill you, they're going to find a way to do it. Fair enough, a film might give them an idea, but they were probably going to do something horrible anyway, and they probably might have done something even worse.
Yeah.
But it's... what's that line from Scream? Horror movies don't create serial killers. Horror movies make serial killers more creative.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me wonder, back in the medieval ages and stuff, people used to get murdered just walking to a market or anything. People's mortality rate was ridiculous. What did they used to blame it on then?
Just walking down the street, you just get stabbed on the market.
Maybe I'll Punch and Judy.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Aha.
You're locked in there with it now.
That took me by surprise. Oh, is there anything else you want to talk about tonight?
Nothing springs to mind.
Well,
Yeah.
so you're at work, unfortunately.
Yeah, back to work for me, and
No Halloween shenanigans for you.
sadly, no. I've not even carved a pumpkin this year. I normally do one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we've done a couple. We're going to take him trick or treating tomorrow, I think. Probably,
Yeah.
take him around relatives' houses and things like that. Ensure he gets some sweets and stuff, and then we'll watch a few films. So we'll probably, like I said, I'll probably do Dark Knight, The Scarecrow. We'll be fine with that. Maybe I might even pull Monster Squad out.
Yeah, I think that's a good one to get out.
Yeah. And then once he's in bed, Creep Show.
Yeah.
Creep Show and Trick or Treat.
And all the good stuff.
And I've been playing the that Blair Witch game again.
I keep meaning to check that out, but I've just never got around to it.
I finished it before, and the game kind of tricked you into getting the bad ending. So I'll be going through it trying to get the good ending this time. It's pretty good. It's fairly effective, to be fair. I mean, having already completed it, some of the tricks are lost.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I never understood this thing with Blair Witch Project. It seems to be really cool to hate it nowadays.
I have noticed that as well. There's a lot of people who say, "Oh, that movie, that piece of shit." Yeah.
And I don't understand.
Shit. It looks like somebody made a YouTube video, but like a shit YouTube video. It's like, no. Maybe that's what the problem is. Maybe people are just associating it now with like early YouTube. Like, how did this movie get made? And it looks like an early YouTube video when people used to just pick the cameras up and start filming crap.
Well, I mean, that's it. It's just like, I've always enjoyed it because it has that sort of Evil Dead spirit about it, and we could pick up some cameras and make a movie. But the thing I really like about Blair Witch Project is, for this little low budget film where you don't see a lot, and that's what people always seem to complain about. There's an awful lot of mythology built into it, and it's really well thought out. There's a lot of little stories behind it that help prop the film up, and why they've never been explored in any of the sequels or anything is kind of beyond me. But
especially the Blair Witch 2.
Oh shit, I didn't like that one. But I remember seeing the Blair Witch Project. I saw I think it was like a screen of VHS of it before it even came on cinemas. Over here, I think it'd already been on in America.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a screener of it with a friend of mine and thinking, oh, this is really good. It's a little low budget film, and it's like, they've got nothing but sticks and a blown out old building it was, and they made this film. And the acting's fairly decent in it for what it is.
Yeah, they actually carry it in that movie.
And if you watch the DVD, when the film come out on cinemas, they brought out, how they used to bring out like a featurette or something to show on Sky Television or cable television or whatever.
Oh yeah.
They brought out a fake documentary film to go along with it that played like a documentary about these missing kids and stuff, as though the Blair Witch Project was real.
Yeah.
And they built a lot more of that mythology stuff into this documentary. It's called the Curse of the Blair Witch, the documentary. It's on the DVD. They actually put it on the DVD.
I have seen it. Because I did buy the DVD. I have seen it. I don't remember much about it though, because I've only seen it once when I used to just go through extras pretty fast.
I remember watching that after watching the film and thinking, this is better than the film because they've got all these really cool stories in it, and it's a shame that it really built on. I always thought there's a lot of potential there in Blair Witch that never really got explored. But obviously, most people just tend to bring up that it's this really good example of early viral marketing. When these kids are missing pages and the web pages that they had. And those little clips, I remember they had little clips on the website that weren't actually in the film, like extra reels and stuff.
I don't remember too much about the website for it.
It was a long time.
Then, internet was pretty shit. I think I was still on dial-up back then.
Well, yeah,
it wasn't even my dial-up. Yeah, and it wasn't even my dial-up. I couldn't afford dial-up.
Yeah, 22 years ago, internet was absolutely shocking then. Especially here, Christ.
Yeah, I remember when Resident Evil 3 Nemesis came out, and there weren't many screenshots in magazines. You know, you have to like wait a month, and you
Yeah.
move it next month to some Resident Evil 3 screenshots will come in. So I went to a family member's house who had dial-up internet, and I remember we sat there waiting 3 hours just to download these free screenshots on screen, but we're just like going a line at a time, really slow.
I had maybe in the mid-90s, I had maybe 2 friends at school who had dial-up internet. You know, the kids who were a bit well off, and
Yeah.
all they ever did was just download porn, and they were all
Of
fake
course.
porn pictures, and just coming into school with like fake pictures of Gillian Anderson and stuff like that printed out, handing them out and stuff. Just that's it when you're a teenager. So you think about it. Just porn.
Yeah.
And then nothing much has changed really, because now it's just moved on to deep fakes on the internet.
Nowadays, we'll just pull the phone out and go, "Have you seen this video?"
Yeah, now it's we're reacting to Amber Heard's fucking iCloud, and now she's on the Fappening and stuff. You can watch this shit for real.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy, absolutely crazy. Oh, internet, still the fun Wild West. Well, but I think that's everything we've got for tonight's show.
Yeah.
I think we'll wrap it up there. Anything you want to say before we go?
No, yeah, what was it? We've covered everything. Fairly well, I guess. I don't know.
Bullshit, yeah. Let us know what you think to the casting choices. And if Daz should be shot for picking Casper Van Dien for fucking anything.
There's nothing wrong with that choice.
You should have picked Gary Busey, that's all I'm saying.
What is Leon?
Is anybody, everybody. That's all, folks. Have a good one.